and welcome to episode 449 of Tenno Clock. I am MDRLOz, and this is Xeno.
Hi.
We are going to sit here and talk to you about the frames of war and the wars that frame. So, it is post-TennoCon, but we're just going to say we've recorded this before TennoCon. Yes.
Yeah.
However, we did a special video which will have been out, which we recorded right after Tenno Live on the day. So it's on this channel. It's probably the video before this one. You can go check it out.
There'll be a link in the description.
There will be a link in the description. However, we do have some knowledge of what was there. So, ha 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 ha. This is us laughing at you from the past in the future now. Ha ha ha. We are sneaky special people. Right.
And how much we just get wrong.
Yes. Now. But today we are doing this episode. So yeah, so the point of that, by the way, is that we're not recording this post TennoCon. So don't expect if something's changed or we say comments and that something's released TennoCon, yeah, whatever. So yeah, we recorded this before TennoCon. TennoCon happened, and now there's this episode. So just enjoy it, and we'll be back to our normal, orderly, regular, scheduled stuff as of next week. But still, recorded before TennoCon so that we could give this to you on Monday. Still have something to talk about. Let's go. Now
It's like it's a paradox.
How about no?
Oh wow, you peaked your microphone massively.
Yep. How about no?
Right, no. Everyone that heard that.
You gotta have a bit of that. Let's go. Anyway, let's move on to Emblems as we should every week. And we have your Byzantium Mesopotamian thing.
It's like a griffin.
And my child doodle.
Other thing. Your child doodle.
That's the end of that one.
I kind of feel like yours is very reminiscent of like Lua.
I think it's supposed to be the style of Lua and things, but it's just I think yours is a similar-esque thing, but just done with better high quality.
Yep. But if you want a chance of winning 75 Platinum, go into the description below where you'll see a link to this week's episode polls and you'll see these emblems. Just fill in the questionnaire, select which emblem you like, fill in the rest of the questions, and then you're entered automatically for a chance to win 75 Platinum for your platform of choice. Woo!
75 Platinum?
Yeah. Speaking of which, it's time to talk about winners in Dojo Dusting. Oh, you need to get rid of that. There you go. Right. Woo! Right. Okay. So we do have some winners. We've got for PC, we've got Zrugel. PlayStation, we've got Sir Lockalot 94. Xbox, we have Odin Karis 574, and for Switch we have Tucker Wins. Bringing order to chaos.
Tucker Wins.
Yep.
Rigged.
So, yep. What do you mean rigged?
Rigged.
What do you mean rigged? Anyway, so, yep. Expect to receive your platform. So, your platform? Yeah, your platform.
Expect to receive your platform of choice in the mail. We'll be delivering whatever you want, even futuristic consoles.
Right, yes. Expect your platinum to be delivered sometime, hopefully later this week, but it's entirely dependent on typically after TennoCon they go on holidays and stuff, so they might be a bit understaffed and things. So yeah, just so you know. Cool. Right. I can't think of much else in terms of Dojo Dusting.
Sorry, I love when Helmut tries to get Atlas. Can't reach the neck, so it's just kind of a shoulder jab. Too much bacon.
Yep. I'm trying to think what else is there to talk about in terms. Oh yeah, actually, one thing I will shout out is this coming Thursday, the 48th episode of Kampai Cast is a special episode where we do our first ever game show. And it's hijinks ensue. We haven't actually recorded it yet, but paradox hijinks ensue. I'm pretty sure none of it's going to work. It's all going to fall to pieces, and we're just going to talk about how trash isekai shows are instead. No. So hopefully it will all work out, and it will be a good laugh. So that's out this Thursday. So make sure you go check it out at youtube.com/CampiCast. All one word. Link in the description. Oh?
No, nothing.
What?
Nick, moving on?
Sure. War report?
The war report. Now, there's not much to do in the war report, I guess. There is, however, and I saw this in a video, and I can't remember what they were. I think what I'll do is I'll find the video, and it will be in the description of this video. There's a couple of codes you can put into Warframe to get free stuff.
Yes.
One of them is like Tenno Clock 2022, and the other one is like Warframe or something Death Battle.
Right, okay.
But it's hyphens. I know it's hyphens, not underscores, but I can't remember it. But there will be a link in the description of this video to point you guys.
Why don't we just put the codes in the
that we could do, but I also want to give a link to the guy's video who I saw it, because I like representing other people's channels.
Fair enough. Also, one thing we can say on the back of the war report, Cora Prime's out.
Is it?
So yeah, I remember they said so this is a bit of the hijinks and everything. So this comes out the Monday after TennoCon, and on TennoCon they're releasing Cora Prime, aren't they?
Yeah.
So either that, or I've just massively fucked up and broken some NDAs. So no, it's fine. Cora Prime.
Well, if it's not out, at least it'll have been announced. You won't have done anything.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
When you said it was out, though, I went and looked on the website to go buy it.
And then you realised I meant in terms of Monday when this comes out. Yeah.
It's a
paradox. Right, okay. I don't know what else there is to talk about.
Because by the time they hear this, I will have purchased it, but I can't purchase it now. Therefore, was it ever purchased?
But it was always purchased.
Or was it never purchased?
Yes and no.
Maybe.
That's not an option. Do or do not. There is no okay.
Right, I'm supposed to play this background game, aren't I? It's like a game or some stuff. As for War Report, there was TennoCon happened. Go watch our video before this one. It'll say about all the stuff happened at TennoCon. There won't be anything else, hopefully, to mention. So, yeah.
Cool. Right, that's it. So let's move on to the topics. Right, so this week's topics, we have every person I've recruited to Warframe has left because of the weapon meta. And Kaisa? The chess goddess. It's a Warframe. It's a community concept. It's a Warframe concept. I'm just not entirely sure how you're supposed to pronounce that name. But anyway, so there we go. So the first topic, which is every person I've recruited to Warframe has left because of the weapon meta. I play mostly Final Fantasy XIV, but I've brought a lot of people into Warframe. Early games started off good, and I still play it frequently. Every single person quit when they got into missions with people running explosive weapons. One person asked, how could I enjoy this? And I just tell them it didn't used to be this way. It was already hard enough for new players to participate in missions. Now it's actually impossible. And the people who left that have played the game for a while are either playing exclusively solo or quitting. Just look at the Steam charts. That's a bold claim. Okay, I'm just going to point that out. Bold claim. People who don't like explosives hate playing with them, but the people who like them would go ballistic if GE touched them at all. What?
Hang on. I just imagine one of those stupid adverts you see on like scam websites, like doctors hate him. The 7 reasons why he does something, or doctors hate him. Lose belly fat with this one secret trick.
Yeah.
That kind of rubbish.
Yeah. So people
Oh
who don't like
no, sorry,
explosives.
I was overguarding. I couldn't see the mob. Sorry, keep going.
You sure?
Yeah, it's fine.
Cool. People who don't like explosives hate playing them, but the people who do like them will go ballistic if DE touch them at all.
Yeah.
Honestly, I honestly don't know what they can do but play Warframe in a squad. But playing Warframe in a squad right now is miserable. Now, the argument here is usually go solo, but new players might not even know you can play solo. I mean, it is advertised as a game with squads. Also, it shows it should just be more fun to play with other people. Plus, some things are mathematically worse to do solo, like relics. Uh
I honestly, maybe, I don't know what it means to play Warframe anymore. It's like, from what I can tell, I'm not sure if it's like, oh, but when I go to the level, against the level 400 enemies after 2 hours of being in Steel Path, my weapons don't do anything, but the explosive people kill everything. Like, I mean, look at this. So I just picked up a random group. Okay, there's only one person with me, I guess, maybe, doing this Gift of the Lotus alert. Are they exploding the room? No. Are we winning? I don't know. Probably. Doesn't seem that bad to me.
I mean, I can get where they're coming from because this is a very similar argument to the whole Ember world on fire. I run around and I kill everything without actually having to do anything, right? So I can get behind what this person is saying because I hated Ember for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also get the fact that you're wiping out rooms and things. Like I don't like the self stagger mechanic to it, right? I don't want to build my Oberon so that self stagger is mitigated through prime sure footed. I might as well just, remove all the Xless mods from it is Xless, isn't it? From all my Warframes and just put prime sure footed there instead. Because there's no point in anything else. There's no reason to have any alternative. And I can get from a first player's point of view, like they're just getting into the game. If they don't feel like they're doing anything, they're not going to play.
We've always had that issue though. Before it used to be, oh, I can't play the game because people rush ahead and kill everything, and thus it feels, what's the point? So I'll quit the game. That's similar to what this is. It's the same argument. That's before AoE weapons and stupidity and things. So yeah, I can get that. But what do they mean in missions? I mean, if after this mission, if I go load the star chart, and I find someone doing explosives? Is that the issue? Is it if I do sorties? Well, I want my sorties to be done nice and quick, so it can't be that. I don't. Is it bosses?
No, but you're playing from the perspective of someone that's played for hundreds, if not thousands, of hours, right? We're talking about people that have played less than 10 hours.
Yeah, but I can still understand the situations in the mission that would feel wrong. I mean, I'm just leveling Baruch here with and when I level stuff, it does just junk. I level every slot at the same time. As something's max, I swap to another gun that needs leveling. So nothing of what I have is overpowered. It's just random mods shoved in thing. In fact, I use auto install. I love mods so much.
Yeah, but this is someone's perspective that they're learning how to play for the first time.
Yeah, so
right?
am I.
They're learning how to shut up. You're learning how to play for the first time.
I still don't know how to mod. I still don't know how to do the whatever for Steel Path.
Right, but they're not even at Steel Path, right? They might not even be off of Earth, right? That's a bit of a stretch. Maybe they haven't hit Mars yet, right? Because you have to do Mercury and Venus first. We don't know like their situation, and I completely appreciate that. If someone wants to feel like they're actually doing something and progressing something within Warframe, they'll want to actually at least feel like they're killing stuff. But if they don't, then what's the point? You're just chasing after someone else that's doing all the work.
Yeah, but that was exactly the same. That's always been the case in Warframe.
That's not always been the case.
Yes, it has. In old
I
in mobile defenses and exterminates, you would join a mission and someone who knows what they're doing would either run off and kill everything, and so you're walking through empty hallways, or you'd be like, "Oh, okay, start the mission, guys. Let's do this. It's mobile defense. That's fine. Okay, there's no briefcase to pick up. There's an objective marker over. Oh, it's already been plugged in. Well, I've not left the first tile yet. Time is ticking down. Better head towards that thing." That's always been the case in Warframe.
I don't remember that being the case when we started.
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
What? When new player, we used to hide behind crates from heavy gunners.
Yeah, that was just us. That was like the first mission we ran without any guidance.
First mission, yeah. But at the same time, I still remember joining and then there being a vault or something, and they were a very skilled player, and they just ran off and killed everything on an exterminate. That has always been the case in Warframe. I could probably find memes or videos explaining that, and you're just being not disagreeable if you don't remember that.
No, I'm forgetful. I'm being totally forgetful. I don't remember that.
I think. Oh, was it a part of Total Biscuit's wife's video as well? Or was that just mainly complaining about loot? I can't remember.
But that was years and years later.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, what?
Right?
Years ago.
No. We started in 2013.
Oh, come on. Don't be like, oh, that was in 2015. Oh, well, 2 years had passed, so it wasn't the start of the game.
No,
It was still early game.
Well, I mean...
It still had AoE frames. This is before the days of that. So this is years and years before the explosive meta. So don't give me that. Oh, it was 2015.
Oh, yeah. No. I get it. I always hated... Again, I'll say it again. I hated Ember because the fact that she could just walk through an environment and just nuke everything. Right?
Yeah.
So, but they got rid of that.
Years
but
later,
now it's...
yes.
Yeah, but now it's a case of, like, everyone takes explosive weapons.
Yeah, now.
Because there's no punishment for it.
Yeah.
There's negligible punishment for it.
And that's what we always come back to. And I'm sorry, the solution is bring back self-damage.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm 100% on board with you.
Yeah.
Right? I think that is the solution, right? But, I mean... Okay, so one point that they actually raised was the Steam charts.
Right. Well, we could try and load the Steam charts.
Well, I was just gonna go look it up and read the numbers.
Well, if you want to take a picture, put it in one of the memes or something.
Sure. Let's have a look. Do we know when the change to self-damage was?
That we can look up. Warframe self-damage removed. Update 27.2. The 5th of March 2020. We are getting rid of self-damage, replacing it with something else. Instead of self-damage, it's now stagger. This change completely removes the chance of killing yourself, and instead now creates scenarios where you'll interrupt yourself or stagger to varying degrees if you aren't careful.
When?
I said.
Yeah, you said 2020.
I said the 5th of March 2020.
Right, so I'm going to do the 1st of Jan.
Oh, you're looking at the
2020.
Okay, 5th of...
To now. Yeah. Go get me the results. Is that the results? That's not the results at all. Go on. Useless.
Oh, what, you tried to put from 5th of March 2020?
Kinda. And it just 6th of January 2020. Right. Nah. Yeah, no. I'm looking at this graph. Can I make this graph any bigger? Hold on. Zoom. Right. And then I'm gonna take a screenshot. How many memes did you use? Regular people number?
That did not work.
Why did it not work?
Use meme number 8.
Number 8, you say. Memes 8. Okay, that's going to upload real quick. Right, so turn on movie number 8. Right, so there you go. This is the 6th of January 2020 to the 14th of July, which is when we recorded this 2022. No paradoxes here. But I'm sorry. Yes, you can say that now is currently lower than the 1st of January, sorry, the 6th of January 2020, right? You can physically see that, but you can also see that I don't know what that's going to be, May.
The two highest peaks from there, so obviously from the start, it goes along, goes deep, dips down to that first dip, lowest point is 58k. Then the high point there is 154, which is August 2020, which is what's that? That is Deimos.
No. Do you say beginning of August?
August. It's all of August 2020.
That will include TennoCon.
And Deimos.
Yeah. TennoCon and Deimos came out August 2020 because they delayed TennoCon.
Yes. I know. Yeah. And then the next that flat kind is kind of the whole year. It's not got much of a dip. That lowest dip is at 60ish k. Then it spikes July 2021. That next peak in the middle there, which is 181k, which is the highest ever for Warframe. Which is actually not. It's not just that. It's also Sisters.
Did Sisters come out the same?
Sisters came out end of June.
Before, wasn't it?
Sisters was no. I remember this at the time. In fact, can I look at it? If
we can't get that granular,
I can't get that granular. The Sisters were a high point. Sisters before when I was like looking at that kind of numbers last year, and Sisters were a big draw. Sisters were doing very well.
Okay.
It was Sisters last year. Yeah, and then there's that. It goes flat again, and then that last peak there is December 2021.
Which is New War. And then then there's that like scribble at the end, which is trying to be a lump but can't. That's April 2022. Which is the Angels of Zariman.
Yep. Why am I not on a mission?
Right. Well, because we were analysing this. But you cannot say, right? No one can categorically say that the reason why Warframe is at its lowest numbers now is because of this whole AoE meta.
No. Well, okay, let's look at June. June was 68k. That
you've got over 2 years worth of events here.
Yeah.
Right. Warframe has been slowly, steadily slowing down. Right. Deimos, I'm not surprised that there was a peak. Right. Open world, lots of stuff to do. Then we had Sisters of Parvos. Again, lots of stuff to do with the whole tenant weapons and improvements to Railjack and everything. But we had the smaller peak of New War, and then a smaller peak still of the Angels of the Zariman. There's not a lot going right now. So there's always a lull before TennoCon. Always. So when the TennoCon hits, these numbers are just going to go up again. Probably not as high as last year, but still pretty damn high in the hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, but also the failed peak that was New War had no real content post the playing it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It had two bounties, a Warframe to get, a couple of weapons. Yeah. You couldn't even replay the quest at first on release, if I'm right. Yeah, because it was so massive, and it locked you in a weird way, so they couldn't release it replayable. So that's why the New War has the lowest big peak, because it's not. You'd play it one day, you'd maybe come in the next day, do a few Nama bounties or something, but some people are just going to buy Caliban, and then that's it. You've got nothing to do. Whereas Sisters were great. Sisters, oh yeah, we've got to get sister weapons. They're really impressive, and they were so much more efficient and easy to do than bloody liches.
So when oh god, what's the name of the damn thing? Planes of Eidolon came out. The game peaked at 68,000 or 69,000, right? That was Plains of Eidolon, right?
What was you saying? When was that? October 2017?
No. That was wasn't that 2016? That was October, November 2016. I swear it was.
It didn't make any splash then.
Yeah. Well, no. By now standards, yeah, it did make a very big splash, right? So when you look at New War with its 118,000, right? New War had comparatively a much bigger splash, but it's really
wait, sorry. When did you say Plains of Eidolon released?
I think it's like October 2016.
2017.
2017? Sorry, let me get the right numbers then.
So it was one of the biggest peaks of 121k. It was the biggest ever peak at that time. Has been topped.
Apologize. Yeah, but even
so it
still,
made a splash. I'm just saying. Before you were like, no,
New
it didn't
War,
make a splash.
Yes, I'm glad you corrected me. But New War made just as big a splash.
No, it didn't.
Right? Yes, it did. 118k.
Yeah, it's less than 121k.
3k off.
Yeah, it's later bigger content. It did not exceed the peak of Plains of Eidolon. That is a fact.
If we're being very quantifiable and objective, yes, that's fine. But still, it's not bad for just a quest.
No, I agree. But if for the amount of effort that it probably took them to make it in comparison to Plains of Eidolon,
I agree. Well, no, I imagine Plains of Eidolon has had hell of a lot going for it in terms of development. But anyway, regardless, I just don't think it's justifiable. Do you want to turn off that graph, by the way? I don't think it's justifiable to say that self-stagger is killing the game, right? I think it's like these lower numbers are just that's just pre-TennoCon stuff. This is the as content creators love to say, it's the content drought.
More than just a content drought, though. I think the community has sensibly now, we used to say it for years, been trained by DE to fall into the actual content model for Warframe, which is content comes out, play it for a month or two, put it down, and wait for it to come back. And I mean, part of me wants to say New War was a sign of, oh no, look, it failed. Nobody came back for New War. But then that's not fair. It's not the same type of content. It doesn't have any replayability, really. And so, yeah, it's not going to have the same numbers of like Sisters, which has got no actual, not much depth to it, but just doing the same old stuff, and how it was the biggest peak ever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the best thing to see is maybe when Deviri comes out, what if that does the best ever, and it should do, hopefully, and if it has good replayable content, it'll get another near peak, if not good peak, So but this person's statement of since Self-Stagger's introduction, Warframe's been on a downward trend is just wrong.
Yeah. I completely agree. I think that's just wrong. You can't justify that comment at all.
Let's just check how far I go. 1 year. I mean, maybe if you looked at the 6 month, but then that's what, April down to just before TennoCon. Guess what? There's always a bit of a lull just before TennoCon.
Yeah.
Maybe but saying that, I think but then again, if they released. No, but then they needed something, otherwise it would be a bigger trough beforehand. I was trying to think if they released the Angels of the Zariman close to TennoCon, would we be seeing high numbers now? But then there would have been nothing between December and June, unless we'd had a massive trough. Yeah.
But I mean, again, it's
the fact of the matter is, though, do you have getting long? Well, it feels at the very least. Maybe somebody could prove me wrong by the raw numbers, but the feel of it is it takes them longer and longer between content drops these days. They don't want to put out loads of little content. They're always looking for now the big spike, and so that's what happens to the player numbers, is that everyone's now trained to come back for the big content release, and there's no point coming back week by week. It used to be you wanted to log on Warframe on patch day because you were like, oh yeah, what's it going to be? Some cool little weekend operation, some new weapons come out, some new tile set edition. Oh, what's it going to be? Maybe literally just like a small YouTube video about, yes, there are secret messages, you must find them and kill the things. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to kill those things. But now, just like, no, you're even trained. Go away until we've got a big content drop for you.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with explosive meta. I don't get wrong. I don't like the explosive meta, and I think self-damage should be brought back into the game. I think the experiment's a failure. It's just everybody's whinging about the AoE meta, more than how it used to be with, like, oh, the shotgun's the best, oh, the automatic rifle's the best, oh, the melee's the best, oh, the shotgun's the best. Those at least went round and round. Oh, the pistol's the best. They kind of went round and round and round in circles as new things came out, but just like AoE meta is just stupid. It's like I don't understand why they this is even lasting. We had the spin to win meta. Do you remember that with guaranteed crits on thingy with range and of like whips? People would use it on like whips, and they'd insta crit and
clear entire rooms.
Yeah, clear entire rooms. So it's like, oh, that was bad, right? So people running around with AoE guns without any care in the world, just exploding anything, and then using a mod or a set of mods or an ability on a Warframe to completely ignore the stagger. Ooh! That's acceptable. It's silly. It needs to end, and they're going to have to... They'll address it at some point. They'll let it... They do what they always do. They'll let it fester. It'll become the meta. They give it for a bit until everyone's spent all their platinum on some ribbons to work around the meta and things, and then they'll just smash it. It's just how the game's always gone.
I think, like, in all honesty, a big way to influence change is to adopt it.
Yeah.
Right? If everyone is like,
get the catch moon, get the catch moon, get the catch moon, get the catch moon. Catch moon nerf. Way! Kuvanuko nerf.
Kuvanuko nerf. Yeah. People will complain that, but I don't like things getting nerfed. I don't like what I have achieved to get nerfed. But that's the state of the game. I remember this is my favorite nerf ever. It's actually in World of Warcraft, in Wrath of the Lich King. When Wrath of the Lich King first came out, Retribution Paladins, the DPS Paladins, were topping DPS charts for the dungeons. I can't speak on behalf of the raids. And there was this huge influx of players playing Retribution Paladins because they were just murdering stuff. And it was very soon after, I think it was like within the first month, it may have been within like the first 2 weeks, they changed it. They tweaked the numbers, and then it wasn't that advantageous to play a Retribution Paladin.
It wasn't awful, but it wasn't the best melee DPS in the game by a mile.
I think it was like more that it was high and easy.
Yeah. I think they tweaked it so it was a little bit harder to gain holy power, and so you weren't casting the big
holy power wasn't in at this point.
Yeah. Oh, was that one of the later fixes that came later in Wrath of the Lich King or something then?
Yes. Yeah. Holy power came in later in Wrath of the Lich King.
Is there they're casting this ability every 6 seconds and killing everything? Better stop that.
I think it was to do with the melee. Is the fact that Blood Elf Paladins just couldn't go
Yeah.
Because of Arcane Torrent.
Yeah, they're very short. I missed that. That was so good at first. It was 2 abilities at first, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mana Tap and Arcane Torrent.
Yeah, that was it.
Arcane Torrent was the silence. Mana Tap was the... Yeah. Anyway, but the whole point is that, no matter what you do, if you find the easiest, smoothest way to do something, someone's going to nerf it. Because it's in the game's best interest not to make it a very easy, streamlined process. Right? They don't want you to have a walk in the park when they're doing something that's potentially hard. Right? You get players that are doing look at Banshee Soundquake. Right, that got nerfed because players just found the easiest way. Like they literally didn't have to do anything. You got Banshee in the middle of Hydron, just murdered everything. You know, Nova, right? Nova's molecular prime used to give all of the kills to Nova. But they had to change it because Nova was the only one that was getting any kills and everyone else was getting nothing. Even though those players were shooting the molecular prime stuff. Then you've got
and destroying all of the leaderboards from everyone else's hard work.
But it's you know, so if you really want to see this change, you got to encourage it. You've got to encourage players.
I just want to say I do miss the room explosions.
Room explosions?
Yeah, when back in the day when a Nova would molecular prime the whole room and then one thing would die
instantly,
and then everything goes poof, instantly. Yep. Was so good.
And then the PlayStation 4 melted.
The PlayStation, no, PC only at that time, my friend. PC only.
Yeah. No, that's the reason why they changed over.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, oh my god, the PlayStation 4 can't handle this. Right. Do you have anything else you want to add to this?
Hell no.
Now, I kind of feel that there's something to be said that if you're primarily an RPG player, then you're going to want to have that drive. So you're going to want that feeling of you're contributing.
Yeah, I feel. Sorry, you said RPG player, so I feel I'm going to make it a weekly occurrence.
Really? I can't see what you're doing. Oh my god. You are obsessed.
Check this out here. Yeah.
Is it 7 hours?
He makes a point of saying, oh, just because I'm not playing something doesn't mean I'm going to give up or something. And when he did the stream for this originally, I was like, oh, look at him playing this. That's so cool. He's like, oh yeah, guys, I can't wait to get into like the second dream and the war within and all this stuff. And he's getting onto it. And I'm like, yep, he's gonna get around to playing this at some point. Yeah, not just keep playing RuneScape. Yep, he promised, guys. He promised. He said he'd get back to it. It's going to be a weekly thing now. Yep.
Isn't he playing like Simpsons Hit and Run?
He plays everything. He plays a lot of games. A lot of games.
Anyway, what the F were we talking about?
I was about to read.
Oh yeah, MMO. Sorry.
Oh, you were saying about RPG players.
I do feel that RPG players, they want to feel like they're contributing, right?
Oh, yeah.
In a very large way. Whereas I think with a lot of first-person shooter players and, team deathmatch players or PvP, they don't care. They just want the win. They don't care how much they're contributing. They just want the win.
Fair. Can I just feed it platinum? Why is that not an option? Just like upgrade to rank 14 by pushing the platinum button. I got platinum. It's behind your head, but I got platinum. I can spend it.
Lol.
I'm gonna get Warframes actually. I'm gonna have to. I think I'm just gonna have to mash abilities soon because I'm. Where's yours at? Mine's 13th, almost 14th.
Oh, I'm pretty sure mine's lower than yours.
Oh wow.
I know I got it to 10, but I'm like, I really don't care.
I want that golden instinct, man.
I want that golden instinct. I still don't care. Like I'm not gonna lie, right? If anyone wants to call me out on it, feel free to. But I haven't touched Warframe in quite a while. Like, I'm busy doing other stuff. So, I'm waiting for that sweet TennoCon hype to push me on to play.
Well, seeing as it's past and I can talk about it now, he was not very happy. He was not happy, Bunny.
I was not.
He was not happy, Bunny. I want to let everyone know that right now.
But go check out that other video.
Check out that other video, maybe. Oh, do you know, that'd be amazing, right? If I'm like, oh, Drew was not a happy bunny. He was like, all meh. And then, like, in that video, you're saying things like, oh, man, it was so good. I am so amazed for thing.
Yeah.
That'd be so good. That would be so good. What the hell is this? Kreska.
It's like a scythe, I think.
I love the corpus of over-designed. It's a stick with a stick attached.
A blade attached, yes.
That's not a blade. I can't even find it. Look, that. See that thickness? That's not gonna. You're not gonna cut anything with that.
What if it's really hot? Anyway, spoiler questions.
Okay, fine. You want me to do the support questions?
Reply? No. Sorry, you know what I meant. Replies. Don't.
Replies. The problem with Warframe is we don't need any more crit or status weapons. We have plenty of top-notch options. They just need to focus on adding unique and goofy guns to the game that promote different playstyles of actions. It's not like we don't have mean builds clearing steer path anyways.
No, I kind of feel that they need to rework the damage system into a more into the equivalent of rock paper scissors, but on different tiers, like with StarCraft. So with Warframe right now, we have like 3 different rock paper scissors systems that all equally affect the enemies we're fighting. Whereas realistically, we should have one rock paper scissors system. The first one affects like the grunts so much more than the other 2, and then you've got the middle one which affects like the heavier units that affect are better than the other 2, and then you got the third one which ultimately affects like our behemoths, our walking death traps, better than the other 2. Like we need a system akin to that, I feel, because right now it's just a giant cauldron of cacophony chaos.
I've got the. I remember when this came out and I was like, oh my god, it's the Tenant Arc of Plasmor. That's going to be amazing. I'm like, I don't know, is it good? I don't know. Is it? No, it's not exploding the whole universe. It probably isn't any good anymore. I just don't even know.
Well, I mean, again, that's part of the problem, is that the content we're fighting against, like, one shot dead. I can't tell if this is good or not because it's just one-shotting things. It realistically, when something's worthwhile is when you can have a comparison of this is 2-shotting things, this is 3-shotting things. Cool. But if everything's being one shot, it's like, well, I'm learning nothing here.
Yeah, that's just me playing Warframe in a nutshell. Look, I'm in a nutshell. Moving on. I feel this is more endgame player mixing with new player, leaving them no content to play with, because I easily clear the entire map even without AoE explosion. I mean, it depends on the mission. Like, for instance, yeah, look at this. I'm doing a Gift of Lotus. The mobs are like level 30 or so. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm barely looking at the screen. Have I put mods in Baruch? I think that's part of the problem why I keep dying. I don't think he's got any mods in him. Oh, he's level 30 now, so I'll stop leveling him. At one point, I might figure out how Baruch works.
No.
Or I probably won't.
Just put him in the bin again.
Oh, man, yeah, we can talk about all the stuff, Drew, that we saw.
Do you want to do that at the end of the episode?
No, I was just about me making a joke about, what is it? It will have been announced by now. It will have been the Warframe?
Warframe, yeah.
Yeah, but God, I'll learn a Warframe next. With tits.
Oh my god. Of all the things he could say,
it had
he
boobs. It had boobs.
It had booba.
Only 2. That doesn't make sense. It's a wolf. It should have many. Sorry, moving on. The sad truth is that the inverse is true of the new player experience. It has exponentially worsened at the same rate, and it was poor to start with. I have had 3 friends try the game and all quit before they got to Master Rank 3, and that was even before Kuva weapons existed.
Sorry, we need so much more explanation than that.
No, I can kind of get what they're saying. They're saying basically it's always been an issue getting people to start. I think it's just take that away from it, right? And I'll agree. I've gotten so many people into it. I think I even like, he was a PlayStation player. I was a friend, and I even gave him my TennoCon original Year 1 PlayStation code for my Sandana, just to try and give him something interesting. Try and keep this person playing. Just not their game. Just, they tried.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It could be like, hold on. One of my old friend circles, they just wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot rod because it wasn't PvP. I don't know why. They just flat out categorically don't engage with PvE games.
That's fine. That's fine.
We had a few friends that played it for a number of months, if not years, that they really enjoyed it and things, but they just stopped playing. I'm like, just bored of it. I'm like, fair enough. People can be bored of it. But I would say the biggest problem with Warframe's start is the lack of the biggest problem. I gotta say, it's the mod explanation. There's no mods explanation at all. It's like,
that's not going to make the difference between the biggest problem. That's like number 2 and a close 2. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's like massively different. But the biggest problem is you do the first starting quest, and then it goes, oh, look at this big solar system for you to go explore. Do it now. And you're like, what? What am I doing?
The problem I find with the lack of explanation with mods is like, it's like other RPG games where you've got to equip armor, right? But because of your other experience with other RPG games, you understand that you need a head, a helm, torso armor, shoulder armor, leg armor. You understand this. Not only that, because there's also a diagram of your player character with these slots on them, right? But the equivalent in Warframe is, oh, here's the gear for your watch. Like you've got like 3 gears that you can put in your watch to make your watch different atoms. What the fuck am I modifying a watch? I don't understand this.
Yeah, but also
that's
do you know? I always wonder, like, that people find it hard. I don't get why Warframe. I don't get why Warframe doesn't make at least some basic tutorial. And I'm surprised. It'd be great if somebody. I'm not sure if you have the video editing skills to do this, but it'd be hilarious. Take the footage of a Warframe player at that point and do what clearly should be. A pop-up should say, would you like to see the mod tutorial? Yes or no, right? First of all, if they can't come up with one that they think is good enough, at least give people an option. It's like, mods, I know what that is. Yeah, I'll try the tutorial. And we've said this for years. The mod tutorial really should be one of those, like any app game does.
Yes.
Blacks out or grays out the rest of the screen and says, click this here, drag it here. You've done a thing. And like, just do that. Just record Warframe, and somebody just record. If you had the footage, if you script out what you want to do, and pretend to do it, and then just do the. You just have to make the screen black at points, and then have a thing pointing, and then just do a voiceover of like, click this now, click the thing now, and just like you could just totally make it like, there we go, D. How hard is it to make that tutorial? I've literally made it out of a video.
The big thing is, I'd also argue there needs to be a repeat tutorial button.
Yeah.
So like just in the, I don't want to say the bottom right. I want to say like the top left. There's just a button which is play tutorial, or bottom left, right? Either of those two. Do not put it on the right side of the screen because everyone will bloody miss it.
And don't put it as a sub menu.
Don't put it as a sub menu, right? So like tutorial, this is how you do it, sort of thing. Because that's one thing that I always get frustrated with app games. App games are really similar, but they have those minor differences and they call everything their own unique term. And the number of times I've gone, like, hell, the Konosuba mobile game that I recently picked up again and I've now promptly put down again, right? Like, I had to have you reteach me how to play the damn game because I hadn't touched it in months. I couldn't sodding remember, and there was no way to go. Huh?
That game plays itself.
Yeah, but I still didn't know where the missions were or how the gear were. So where the gear was.
I think it did do that in a fair tutorial first. I see what you mean. You're saying it should have a replay tutorial option, or hey,
exactly.
They normally do give you a reward for like you've not logged in a while. They have a special reward. It should say, hey, would you like to do a new tutorial?
Yes. Yeah. Because what's the name of the game? Hearthstone used to do that. If you haven't played in a long time,
it would force you actually. Yeah.
Yes, and I think it's kind of important because, like, you shouldn't be forced to remember the rules of something that you haven't touched in a long ass time. So, and people learn in different ways. I really think the mods tutorial needs to be completely handheld, right?
Yeah.
People might go like, oh, but it's I know DE's not going to like it, but it's such a unique system. right?
Yeah. With no people have no prior
experience.
no
to draw
crossover
on.
knowledge to draw from other games. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm putting things in the gun, I think, a bit. Is this like putting barrels and scopes on? Yes, but no, but yes, but no. What? Why I upgrade cards? Is this a card game? No. Well, yeah, but no, but yeah.
Yeah.
What? They've got nothing to... It's just terrible.
And then you've got Former, and like...
What? I'm playing puzzle... I'm doing jigsaws now?
Yeah, how on earth do you explain Former to someone that has, like, no concept of the fact that, wait a second, so I have levels for my gun, but my gun doesn't get any better by leveling it. But I can actually put more stuff in my gun to make it better by leveling it because the capacity increases. Yes. But then if I use this thing, I reset the capacity back to 0, but I have more capacity to put things in. Yes. But also, my starting capacity is dependent on what my account level is. Yes. Like, it is so insanely complicated.
Yep.
So we completely derailed on talking about mods. But yes, we
I don't like the current meta either, but I don't think the problem here has to do with the weapon meta. What do you think would happen without those guns? What did people use before? Nuke frames! It was the same problem. Therefore, the real problem is the Void Fisher mission type. It's the main mission type where veterans play alongside newbies for the same rewards. Since there is no true alternative for fast relic farming, veterans crowd that space and rush those missions to be point where newbies struggle just to reach the exit without shooting anything.
What?
Therefore, the real problem is the Void Fisher type. It's the main mission type that veterans play alongside newbies for the same rewards. Since there is no true alternative for fast relic farming, veterans crowd that space and rush those missions to the point where newbies struggle to just reach the exit without shooting anything.
I don't agree with this. There's also sorties. Like, you know, just because we don't do sorties doesn't mean sorties don't exist.
Yeah.
There's also syndicate missions. They're like what's his name? Big flirty man, Samaris. You know, there's a lot of elements to the game that, you know, veteran players and new players are forced to do it together. Cuva survival, right? There's only the one node in the entire star chart that does it. So I don't think that this is accurate.
AoE meta reached the stage of pre-nerf Ember. I literally had a round a week ago where I had only explosions on my screen and just walked toward that point cause I had nothing to kill and couldn't see shit either. At least Ember back then did not block my vision.
I will give them that. At least Ember didn't block your vision because she'd fucked off. Murdered everything. But yeah, no, this is, you know, the AoE meta has reached the pre-Ember nerf stage.
I don't even know if I've leveled these guns.
Well, no, it will say if you have, because it's the Oh,
that's just terrible. I did the Pandera Prime before the Pandera. Okay, what is this? Octavia's... Oh god, that really says it.
Wait, are you trying to get to MR30 finally?
No, I'm just doing... I always do. I just leveled stuff by playing with it.
Fair.
Just doing it. I mean, I'm getting up there. I've probably got enough stuff to get. I'm 27, almost 28, but I'm in no rush, man. Just chilling. Slow down.
I remember when you hit 20.
Will be savored.
Another World of Warcraft reference. Lucky Doos.
And Luke.
Oh god, what was the? Damn it! You completely throw me. I remember when you hit MR24 and you were just there for years.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just happy. I had my Excalibur. I had probably my Bratton Prime back then. I was like, I enjoy playing this. This is just fun. I don't want to level anything else. What? I just enjoy doing all the missions like this.
Yeah.
Why do I have to keep doing things? Oh, you gotta get high. I'm like, oh, fine.
Cool. Right. I think we are done with this topic. Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's go on to a concept.
So we have a Warframe concept.
Nope, that's a meme. that's the Queen. It's not clearing. There we go. There's in the meme section. As the Queen.
I thought that was the concept art for the Warframe before I realised it was the Queen.
Well, if you want, we can have her back. You know, though she had. So here we are. Let's see, Cassia the chess god. Well.
Anyway, right. So we've got some statistics. We got health, shields, armor. What?
The name.
You just did.
That's not my job.
Okay. Is it Cassia?
Fine, I'll do it for you. So, everyone, now we're moving on to topic 2. So, this topic 2, if people don't know, we do a concept, and we're doing a lot of weapons recently. So this time we've asked. I think I'm not sure if it's responded to have a bit more variety because weapons are nice, but I think 2 weeks ago we had it's just a grenade launcher. It's a good grenade launcher, but still, like, I mean, how much do you want us to talk about a grenade launcher? And there is loads of topics out there, so concepts out there. So we're doing this time a Warframe, which is a cool idea. So Warframe, and this Warframe's theme is chess. In fact, you know, it is.
What?
The name?
Warframe?
Give the name now.
The name.
I'm segueing you in, so now you say the name of the frame.
I'm confused. What are you talking about? What show are we doing? Where are we? Who am I?
It's Queen.
Sorry, it's
Queen.
It's the Queen. Yeah, we got Queen.
We got Queen.
Best chess piece in the
Queen is Queen. It's the Queen.
Right.
Queen.
So we got Cassia, the chess goddess.
Yeah, there you go.
Very, very. Do you want to take the Queen off?
Well, she is good. There isn't actually concept art for this frame. I did look because I do like putting the concept art.
Yeah.
Like that rocket launcher last week was great, but yeah, we'll put the Queen away for now.
So we have statistics. We have health, shields, armor, energy, sprint speed, aura polarity, starting polarities, progenitor element. Oh, impact. Okay. Because that's with the liches and the sisters. Sorry, I understand that now. Subsumed ability, Knight's Tour. Kind of wish that was Knight's Terror, but okay, Knight's Tour. So self-proclamation.
Okay, hang on.
Self-promotion.
Can I try and help you do this about?
What?
Right. There's the table for comparing all the Warframes. So instead of just saying we got some stats and not really letting people know anything, why don't you tell me? Yeah, I would like you to go. So we're going to stats. So first of all, we've got our health, which is maxing out at 225 at rank 13. If people don't know, let's max the stockout table. How is that doing on the health? Is that good? Is that high? You know, where's that fit in the old up and down? Well, 225. That's pretty good. In fact, that's the fourth best. Very healthy frame.
Wait, what? Okay, so that did not sort it.
Oh, you have to click not on the name, but on the little arrow.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Yeah. Bad UI design.
Yeah, it's bad UI. Okay, yeah, so that's fourth best.
Yeah.
In terms of
for a second there, but you're like, what do you mean? Oh, it is.
Then we got shields at 300 at rank 30, which is
300.
Second.
Okay.
Yeah, which is second.
I mean, that's close to Hildren levels. Hildren's at 450, so yeah.
Armor, we've got 350, which is
that's
down with Chroma and Grendel and Nidus Prime. So
But I mean, looking at that, like 300 is like the. I know you love the word. The mid is 300, 225 or 300 is about the mid for armor, so it's kind of a upper mid armor value. There we go.
It is. I mean, that's kind of surprising because Oberon Prime is 225, and I think Oberon's fine. So
he's fine. He's tough, but he's not the toughest, is he, for armor value?
Yeah. Sprint speed. Oh, this is actually on here as well.
Yeah. See?
With a 1. Oh, that's just quite far down. So
no, one's standard. It was. Was the standard.
Yeah, I don't think it is anymore.
Yeah, I know. I think like 1.1 is or 1.5. Yeah, 1.15.
Aura polarity O I don't know what is that supposed to be the D?
The D. Give him the D.
Yeah, I think that's Madurai. I don't know. It just says O.
Maybe. Must be.
Stats. Yeah.
You mean Vazarin?
Oh, is that Vazarin? I don't know. Right.
Right.
Starting.
No, because I had a trick to remember this, right? Okay, just so you know, this is the thing, right? So Madurai doesn't have a V in it, but it's got a D in it. So so you think, okay, so you think the D would be Madurai, but no, because the D, there's no D in Vazarin. But then the one that is Madurai, there's no V in it, but the V, you see, so that's how you remember those two. And then this is Naramon because it's a straight line, so it's narrow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Xenoric with 2 lines straight, and you remember because you got the IK, you got 2 lines there, so the ick. Just remember the ick on the end there.
I mean,
there you go. That's how you remember.
You could always say Xenoric is like a Z, but without the middle.
Yeah, it's good. See, you're thinking, yeah. But yeah, that's why when you were like Madurai the D, I'm like, I know that's wrong, and I'm like, yeah, it's not. It's Vazarin. There you go.
Anyway.
Don't try and get me on the other ones. I used to have a piece of paper next to my screen.
I know you did.
Yeah, what happened?
So, self-promotion. For a short amount of time after casting an ability, Cassia will receive a random buff. Ooh, I don't know about that. Knight's Glory. Cassia receives bonus movement speed and melee damage. Battery charge. Every companion / spectre / ally within 15 meters of Cassia, she receives bonus armor. What's Nidus's? Sorry, not Nidus. Necros's helmet ability.
Well, you've got the wiki there.
But
I'm terrible for remembering helmet abilities.
Fine.
Oh, hang on.
I mean, you've got bloody helmets there.
Wait, can I just?
Like...
I'm wondering, is it good that you can just type in the name of the Warframe in the search box? Will that work?
Probably.
What are we looking for?
Necros.
Let's have a look. Oh wait, that's not the search box. Loz, that would help. No.
Did you spell it correctly?
Necros, is that spelled right?
I can't read that from here.
Nekros.
That is correct. Okay, fine.
You can't just type that. That's ridiculous. Why can't you like Xcal? No, that's a bit silly.
That's rude.
That really should be upgraded.
Sorry, what was that? Yep. So abilities.
Oh, hang on. Or am I doing this wrong? No. Oh, I thought because I didn't have them all.
Terrify is the subsume ability.
There you go.
I was just wondering if was it
what we got?
Shadows of the Dead was, but I didn't realize Shadows of the Dead was his 4th. So anyway, right, back to the thing. So battery charge for every companion / spectre / ally within 15 meters of Cassia, she receives bonus armor. Okay. Castled. If Cassia takes fatal damage while the buff is active, Cassia will swap positions with a nearby ally who takes the damage instead with a 75% reduction to damage taken. Castled will only deal damage equivalent to its target equivalent to the amount needed to be fatal instead of total damage that was dealt. So if I'm on 1 health, it would only do 75% of 25% of 1 health. Okay, cool. There's got to be some kind of window for that.
If
but anyway,
Cassia will swap positions with ally who takes damage instead. Castle will only know. They take 75%. Always rounding down
of the fatal damage.
Yeah.
Right. So, but if it was like, I'm firing like this rocket that does 1 million damage, but I only had 1 health left and I castled, right? Well, then the recipient will only take 1 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, just confirming what it's saying. After being triggered, castle will deactivate and can only be obtained once every 30 seconds. Okay, so the next buff, the self-promotion buff, won't actually work until So that one, okay, right. Omnidirectional. Enemies that are directly on Cassia's 8 cardinal directions have a chance to jam their weapons. Additionally, any enemies that have their weapons jammed are marked on the mini-map. I feel that one's kind of useless.
Doesn't feel great.
No, because Loki radial disarm. Much better. Also, that's a random chance to get that one. So, anyway, abilities. Knight's Tour. Once activated, Cassia marks an enemy in a 90 degree cone in front of her. Cassia then jumps up and performs a unique slam attack on the marked foe, dealing impact damage while lifting them and nearby enemies for a short duration. Cassia will prefer to mark high priority enemies, those with lower spawn rates, and if none are available, she would instead prefer to mark enemies with more health remaining. So basically, it's super jump plus Oberon's Reckoning.
Jumps up and performs a mark summons activity.
But in a small area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, the lifting up would be a CC, I assume, so some would be immune to it.
Potentially. Well, the Xmas will. But yeah, yes, so Bishop Turret. This ability works differently depending on if you tap or hold the ability button. Tap, Cassia creates an ethereal bishop where she's standing that remains for a short period of time. During that time, the bishop shoots any enemies that enter its diagonals with line of sight using electricity damage. Each shot leaves behind an area that strips enemies of their armor and grants health to Cassia and any allies. Being inside the bishop provides the same effect as the area it leaves. Oh, okay. Sorry, that was a lot to go on. That sounds really complicated. How do you define the diagonals?
So if I'm standing face forward now, right, I'm going to stop moving, yeah?
Yeah.
So this is forward. Yeah. There's a diagonal, back to forward, there's the diagonal. Right, that's forward. Now I'm going to go 180, 180. That's back behind me now. There's a diagonal, there's a diagonal.
My understanding of things like turrets, they don't have a facing direction. They have a standard direction and they turn to point at you. So they would have to implement something.
No, it would be based on cast. Forward, cast is forward.
Yeah, I know, but they would have to build that in.
No, not at all.
I'm pretty sure
you have cones. When a Warframe does a cone effect, they do a cone front. So it would just do It would just do two beams that way, beam that way, and just behind you as well.
I'm pretty sure when you spawn an enemy, they will always face north, right? When they spawn in, they always face north. But that's my point. If you spawn in one of these turret things,
it's not. But think of it as not as a thing. Think of it as just an effect.
I suppose. So you wouldn't be able to interact with it any other way?
No, it's just a ghostly thing. I think you can. Can't you walk through it? Okay. I thought there was a thing about walking through it.
No, it says that if you stand in the area.
Oh, of it itself. So if you walk through it.
So
I hate this tile so much.
Why?
I don't know. It's just there's all these windows that you can't smash, but you can look through that are hard to spot. I hate them. It's fine, just on that one tile.
So hold, Cassia creates an ethereal rook where she's standing that remains for a short period of time. During that time, the rook shoots an enemy that enters its front, back, or sides within line of sight using fire damage. Each shot leaves behind an area that damages enemies, granting bonus damage to Cassia. and her allies. Being inside the rook provides the same effect as the area it leaves. So this is interesting. The big thing for me is stripping off the armor. That is really powerful. An armor strip, but it depends on how much of what's called an available arc that these ethereal turrets have.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so if it's like, oh, they have no arc at all, well, the turrets are kind of useless.
Well, it would be a thin. It would improve with mods, I guess.
Yeah, but you get the point, though. Like, you would have to give it like a small cone at least. Gambit. Upon casting, Cassia enters a pseudo stealth state where it is harder for enemies to notice her. During this time, the enemy Cassia looked directly at the one her crosshairs over last will be marked for Gambit. Keeping your crosshair on the enemy will increase the cost, but the attack stronger. Upon, I assume decast is release. Upon release, Cassia turns invisible to charge at the enemy marked. So turn to the marked enemy, dealing true damage to the enemy and providing 1 to 2 effects depending on what happens to the enemy. No listing of what those effects are. So here's a question: what does pseudo stealth state mean? I don't think we have.
No.
Yeah, we only have a stealth or not
invisible
stealth state.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it's a case of enemies can't perceive you if they're not close enough to you or something like that. So that would have to be built into the game. Or you just go straight invisible from the get-go. The keeping your crosshair on the enemy thing, that's fucking hard.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's a reason why the AoE meta is so preferable, is because you don't have to aim.
I think doing relics is where, I'm finally now seeing people doing this explosion AoE meta and they're just blowing everything up every 2 seconds.
That was one of the comments.
Yeah.
And then King's Presence. Cassia channels the power of the king, creating an aura around herself. Cassia and allies in the aura receive an increase to damage and also an increase to ability efficiency. Additionally, while King's Presence is active, all of Cassia's self-promotion buffs become stronger. Knight's Glory now doubles melee damage and movement speed. Battery charges radius now spreads to apply to allies inside King's Presence. Castled now grants 100% damage reduction to the ally that takes the hit.
Sorry, you can't see this. Brahma Ogress.
Fair. And omnidirectional now guarantees enemies will jam their weapons. So the King's Presence one, I'm not in. I'm assuming by channels the power of the king is very much a toggle, which I think could have a lot of negative connotations. Or you could do crazy builds like if you have oh gosh, what's the name of the damn thing? Whenever you take damage, you get energy back, sort of thing. Or if you put, I think the energy pool on this Warframe concept is quite large, 330. You could put things like the, I can't remember what the mod's called. The one that is if you were going to take fatal damage, it goes to your energy instead. So, and then again, you can use that.
Quick thinking?
Yeah, I think it is quick thinking. You could use that buff that grants you energy for all your nearby allies. to keep you alive. So it's got a lot of potential. Don't get me wrong, but it feels extremely ability heavy, which a lot of the time is not the sort of Warframes I like to play. Also, I kind of feel that maybe it won't do well in low-level missions. Like, these abilities are more designed for high-level missions in sustained combat than anything else.
Could be.
Do you have any thoughts?
I try to. No, the one that got me was King's Presence, but it's kind of all built around that. They're kind of putting these things up, but then also that they work better with King's Presence. The reason why I don't like things like that is it kind of almost makes it that you don't want to cast the non-upgraded version because you feel you're just doing it wrong.
Yeah.
And so there's just really only the King's Presence version of things because you're like, oh, I could cast the non-King's Presence one, but the King's Presence one's better, and it's like people see that as the actual version of the ability and not the not the normal version.
Personally, the negative I would put on King's Presence is the movement speed, right? I would make it so that your run is like half the speed. And if you bullet jump, you consume more energy. Yeah. So if you try to go too fast, you just start consuming energy.
Now you're cooking with gas.
Yeah.
No, I like it because so the other ones are all these different things to do with the chess pieces, and you're right. The king one, the downside of it, the king can take anything that's next to it, but it can only move one square.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get next to a king. It's really powerful, but it can only move one square. Unless you can't give it an option to move. It's checkmate. Yeah, but still. Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah, it can. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
So I quite like this Warframes kit, but I like the homage it's playing to the whole playing chess and everything. The only trouble I have with it is the simple fact that it's all these abilities are designed about dishing out damage and things. So at some point in time, it's just gonna hit caps of, oh yeah, it's not good in this situation, it's not good in that situation. What are you to do then?
Well, it does strip armor, which is good, which is a infinitely scaling thing. That's useful.
The armor, but here's the problem with the armor strip, right? It only works on diagonals, right? So
unless
basically,
you kings it.
No, I don't think that actually has a difference. Kinging it doesn't change that.
It does.
Does it?
Yeah.
King's present. Cassia channels the power of the king, creating an aura around herself. Cassia and her allies in the aura increase the damage. Additionally, while in King's presence, all of the self-promotion buffs, right? That's not the self-promotion. Self-promotion is like whenever she casts an ability, she gets either Knight's Glory. She has faster movement speed and more melee damage. Battery charge. She gets energy for each ally, spectre, and companion within range. Castling, which is the whole damage reduction, swapping places with an ally, and the omnidirectional thing, which is the gun.
Okay, I did think the slide. Oh, sorry, I thought it enhanced the other abilities, not the buffs. Okay, now I'm a bit. I get it. I think still stands on the fact that if you've got normal versions, then the better versions. What's just the point of you're always just going to try and do the better versions.
Well, I think personally it should affect those the turrets, and it should make them that maybe they're queens. And on the diagonal, it does the bishop ability, and on the horizontal and vertical, it does the rook ability. So it makes it more of a meat grinder thing. But I mean, make them queen turrets, and then they become more potent. But again, like, my point is that the damage, so the armor strip is on the diagonals, so the enemies have to cross the path of this electric damage before they'll actually lose their armor. Whereas Oberon, Hallow Ground, Reckoning, armor gone.
Or, I've already thought of an augment.
Yeah?
It makes them spin. Slowly.
Slowly, depending on the rank of the augment.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, but I only can. The way I look at augments is you make the max rank one and then you chop bits off to make the lower things. It's how everything in Warframe should be made. It's how it took them years to understand this for the upgradable armor sets. You make an armor piece that looks really amazing with bits, and you chop bits off to make the lower version.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that you could actually have the top one, the max rank, as super fast spinning.
Yeah.
Then the middle rank is medium spinning, and then the low.
If you wanted to have the down ranked versions, okay, I guess, yeah.
That's the point. If you want to have the down ranked versions,
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm very interested, but not much more I can say on that. It's very ability heavy. I like Wisp. I don't have to press many buttons. I pop out the motes, and then
there was a meme that I didn't pick about Wisp and Helminth, and I wish I did now after you saying that.
Gosh darn it. Right, should we go to the replies, or do you have any other questions?
Yeah, sure. Let's see what people say about this. First thoughts. It is refreshing to see some out-of-the-box thinking with frame design. Having said that, the pawn idea seems pointless. You gain pawns through normal energy means, but you also gain it from killing enemies and passively generating. This doesn't seem well thought out. The abilities all look messy to me. The 1 is basically just a pounce ability from what I can tell. The 2 is less useful blaze artillery. The 3 seems extremely clunky for very little payoff. Hold the crosshair on a single enemy. Yeah, maybe for solo play, but this would not work in multiplayer. The invis component seems pointless. The negative component disability also seems problematic. The 4th is interesting because we don't have a frame that buffs efficiency, but you have all this self-promotion nonsense to a kit that just makes it the whole thing way over-designed.
I kind of agree with the comment about the 4th ability. But at the same time, I feel that that's quite kind of the signature ability. It's more a case of the problem is the self-promotion stuff. Maybe the self-promotion stuff needs to be integrated into the other existing stuff. I mean, realistically, the only self-promotion thing that I really care about is the battery charge. I don't really care about the rest.
Bishop, create a diamond-shaped zone at aim point, trapping enemies inside. 4 invulnerable bishop-like figures at 4 corners will start moving around the diamond zone. Reflects enemies' fire from outside while constantly dealing electric damage to enemies inside. Lasts for 20 seconds at base, maximum 2 zones at a time.
I prefer that more. I prefer that so much more.
I read as is the next one. Prawn.
Cool.
It says prawn. Transform an enemy to an spectre called prawn. When a prawn is killed, the killer becomes another prawn. When there are more than 2 prawns at a time, 1 prawn will always follow Cassia. Players can hold position 1 prawn at a time. When Cassia held below 20%, she instantly swaps position with the holded prawn. Maximum 8 prawns at a time.
Sorry, I need to understand this without the.
Do you want me to read it while saying pawns?
If you want, but it's like
It seems to be a weird faff about producing NPCs and then using them for purposes.
Yeah, go just do it.
Transform an enemy to a spectre called pawn. When a pawn is killed, the killer becomes another pawn. When there are more than 2 pawns at a time, 1 pawn will always follow Cassia. Players can hold position 1 pawn at a time, so walk up to one and say hold position to a pawn.
Oh, right.
When Cassia's health is below 20%, she instantly swaps position with the holded pawn. Maximum 8 pawns at a time.
So the held pawn.
The held pawn. Yeah.
Holded is not a word.
I holded. I holded. No, it's not. Is it? Is it?
I'm glad you're holding on to that thing. You
holded by the best of them. Held by the best of them. It doesn't. It just doesn't.
Held.
Yeah, it's just a wrong one.
Regardless, I feel that setting one of the pawns to hold position, I just think that don't worry about that stuff. Just, when her health falls below 20%, she just swaps with a random one.
Yeah.
I kind of
and then just put a cooldown on it. Yeah, I like the held one. I do like the held idea. Sorry, if you sorry, do you reject that? Because it allows you a little strategy and control over it, and you can only hold one pawn at a time, so it's not a big deal.
The issue is that the held pawn may be several tiles away because you forgot about it.
If you get too far away, it teleports. You're closer to you. It's got a max range.
Then why not just have a pawn that is 20 meters behind you at all times?
Because that's fiddly.
How is that fiddly?
We already have a stop mechanic on NPCs, and NPCs understand how to stop, whereas having a mob that teleports to within 20 meters, or sort of the AI tries to stay 20 meters away.
It just stays 20
meters
away.
Oh, I'm too close. Oh, I better walk away from you now. That's quite fiddly.
That's not fiddly at all.
Yes, because I'm bouncing around like a thing, and it's like, oh no, a bit closer. Oh, a bit too far. Oh, I've got to move. Oh no, I'm in a diagonal. Oh no, I've got to move this way. Oh no, my eye says I've got to work over here now. Oh, I'm 17.5 meters from you. Better walk back 2.5 meters. Oh no, in that time, you're now 30 meters away. I better run towards you. It's fiddly.
Right, and how does that work for Venari, Cora's cat?
It doesn't try and stay 20 meters away. It just cats.
It tries to stay near you.
It tries to stay within a certain radius, but it doesn't try to stay 20 meters away. At times, it'll get within 1 meter and be like, yeah, whatever, I'm a cat. And at times, it'll be like, yeah, I'm 15 meters away. Screw you, I'm a cat. I'm going to eat this thing's face now. Why? Because I'm a cat.
I think the whole thing is going to cause problems.
You're going to cause problems.
Anyway.
Because you're not a cat.
Next week, Xeno's replaced with a cat.
Just talk to a cat.
Get Solaire on. It's like in time, 2 hours.
Yeah, just get Nazareth to record a stream of just staring at Solaire's face, and I'll just take that footage and just talk to that.
Yeah.
What do you think, Solaire? Yeah? Great, isn't it? Yeah, it's great.
That would be painful. Anyway, next comment.
Okay. Next comment is... The frame seems good with the way you can use her 3 to not die, which only a couple of frames have inabilities. But the problem is you run high-level missions and then Cassia goes down, either accidentally or intentionally. You could get destroyed by the 20,000 damage your frame instantly took to its health bar.
Yeah. I concur, but I think that would be a case where you would modify for survivability more than anything else.
Both in-game and on the wiki, it states that Elemental Ward Electric has a 10x multiplier on reflected damage, and that's at 100% ability strength.
I don't even know what that's referencing or what that... Okay, that's nice.
Yep, that's my view as well. I'm sure some people could say, what you see is like in the third ability, it says about some random word, which doesn't mean anything. But then when you use a overcharged shield and then a mod and then electricity and then it does 1 billion damage.
Fair.
That's how I read that.
Yeah.
That's it for replies.
Cool. Right. So that's it for the replies. Let's move on to the next part of the show. We got the graphs. Is it graphs next?
It is graphs next, isn't it?
Graphs next. So he's going to turn off the topics.
Yeah.
He's going to turn on the graphs. So the first graph of this week is, do you think DE should dedicate development time to build a new AI that builds the pathing routes in tiles, right? And I did actually add like a footnote to this saying it'll probably take months, to do this. 45% said no, and 55% said yes. Do you think DE should dedicate the resource to build a new AI to build the pathing for the AI?
Hell no.
No? Okay, cool.
I don't think it's AI that we need. We need weapons having their own particular niches and enemies that do different things respond to it, and then we need more player-to-mob interactions. That's what Exploiter is. You're interacting with the boss in other ways than just point and shoot.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
Cool. So, and also something that the player controls, not what not some timed crap.
Yep. Oh yeah,
Right.
That's just all a timed invulnerability does is remove all interaction with the player from the game.
Yeah.
You literally are just nothing you can do if it's a timed invincibility phase. But
I remember I used to love Sargus Rock. I thought he was amazing, and now it's just a case of I wonder what I'll have for tea tonight.
Yeah. What you mean when they update him? It's like, wow, look at this awesome new model, and look, he's like got a flamethrower, and
the invulnerability phases and things like that, and it's just like,
And the fact they're not based on anything you're doing, it's just like, oh, I might as well just not be here for a few. I'll be elsewhere, shall I?
Yeah. The next graph. Would you like to see an arc gun that functions differently with and without Arcwing? 5% said no, 32% said that they didn't care, and 64% said yes. Yeah, I'm agreeing with this. I think the arc gun should work differently.
Oh yeah?
Well, yeah. I mean, like let's make it so that they fire at different rates. Let's make it so that the ammo consumption's different. The ammo size, the ammo capacity is different. Why can't we have an arc gun that on the ground is like a belt fed thing that you can't get ammo for, so there's no need to reload it or anything like that? But in Arcwing, it has clips that can be reloaded.
Arcwing, there's no clips. You regenerate energy.
But you see what I mean?
Well, yeah, but
yeah, you regenerate ammo just in the magazine.
You mean basically you're saying that's just how all arc guns work. So
no, not when you're on ground. You have to get ammo for them.
Yeah, but and then when you're not you've described how arc guns work.
I'm saying there's one you cannot get ammo for when you're on the ground. But it functions.
Yeah, I know you can sometimes find ammo drops for them, but they're not always. So basically, that's just how arc guns work.
Can't you get like ammo conversion mods for them?
No.
Oh, fair enough.
I think maybe the carrier might help, but I'm not sure. I don't think he can convert to the arc ammo type.
Ah, what a shame. Missed opportunity. Anyway, go to the next one.
Woo.
Number 3. Do you like the idea of enemies that can't easily be handled by Railjack that are perfect for Arcwing? Right? 10% said no. Sorry, 10% said didn't care. 19% said no, and 71% said yes.
Yeah, yes. There's things that what should be like is there should be enemy capital ships should, say, for instance, fire slow-moving torpedoes that skim through in and out of the void. They're very slow-moving, but they will slowly increase in speed as time goes by. And the Railjack's guns cannot attack them at all, and so a player has to get out and go hunt them down with an Arcwing. And people are like, oh, I can't. I want to stay in my Railjack. Is what people would say.
I would like to tweak it. I like what you're saying, but I'd like to tweak it so that you can't shoot at it as it's traveling towards you. So it's like got effectively.
Oh yeah, it's got frontal shields and it always faces the Railjack. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Like that makes it so much more viable. It's like, oh, well, I'm just going to shoot it from behind. Yeah, well, good luck getting your Railjack behind the damn thing.
Yeah.
It's always coming towards you.
Yeah, I like. In fact, I was going to have ones that were just skimming out of the void, but no, I like yours better. Yes, they've got a frontal shield, which is, it's void based, so any shot doesn't just gets dumped into the void, and so you've got to attack them behind, but it always points to the Railjack.
Yeah, it's like a mini. Oh god, what's the name of the damn thing? Limbo projector or things like that. You know, so it's constantly got this thing. Hell, it might be a case of this. You just see this tear in space just constantly moving towards you. But if you get an Arcwing behind it, you could actually see the torpedo just projecting this tear in front of it. Anyway, the next one, number 4, is how do you want to see Tenno Clock's topics change? So 43% said keep it to one topic and one concept. 52% said make it longer with 2 topics and 1 concept. So what we're going to take from this is we're going to do what we want.
What?
We are going to do what we want. If we have 2 meaty topics, right, we'll have 2 meaty topics.
Oh, yeah. The variable one, yeah. So it's like, if we got 2 meaty topics, but we could always do 2 meaty topics and a grenade launcher.
Yeah, potentially.
I mean, like, I dragged out the last 2 weeks of weapons, but realistically, we could have blitzed them in about 2 minutes.
I'm not going to lie. I struggled for questions with these weapon concepts. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, exactly. The weapons are cool, but I really think it should be like, 2 meaty topics with like, let's talk about gambling and gaming, and let's talk about endgame. And then like, it's a rocket launcher. That's sweet.
Now, I need to ask you something, right? Or at least to the audience. If you're on headphones right now, maybe take your headphones off for the next question. And I'm going to ask you not to peek your microphone, right? Because if we go to the next one, Loz was right. Would you accept 3 complete former as a gold tier reward for a specific relic? 9% said no, 14% said didn't care, and 77% said yes. I take it back. You're right. I haven't got a fucking clue what the shit I'm talking about. Loz is right. Do you want that to be the subtitle of this episode? Loz was right. No dabbing you. You're not that young.
I think dabbing is old now. I think I get to because I'm an old man. I can dab now. But yeah, gonna dab on the Hayden Drew.
Honestly, I didn't think people would be down for that.
The thing you forget about is, right. It's very, and I'll say this to everyone actually, because we don't often say this enough. So me and Xeno have put a fair amount of money into the game. I think we'd have to wait like 4 years for the amount of EXP boosters we've got to expire, or something like collectively between us. Really? Something stupid. I don't know. We got loads. We always, well, if mine ended, I would instantly buy more. I don't play the game with EXP boosters. When I come to former, if I'm out of former, I just buy them. You?
Pretty much. I haven't been out of former for fucking ages.
Yeah, if you don't even play the game anymore, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but if you were out of former, would you be like, I better log on for the next 3 days? You just buy it. Yeah, let's be fair. Yeah, you buy it. So other people though who are like, I'm gonna need some former blueprints, and I've got my daily cooldown. You get 1 former a day, and so having 3 complete former as an objective, you could get multiple a day through this.
Don't get me wrong. I can't really comprehend how people just burn through their former. But there are just like so many warframes and weapons. I'm like, this doesn't gel with me. I'm not going to touch it.
No, yeah. For you, something needs to be exceptional to break you out of your what you like.
No. It doesn't even have to be exceptional. It just has to be, I like it.
No, I mean, yeah, yeah. But let's be fair. For something for you to like it, it has to kind of stand out. It has to be exceptional. Not just in like, I don't mean like it's the best. I mean, it stands out from the crowd, exceptional.
Well, I'd argue Nezha doesn't stand out from the crowd, right? But I still like Nezha enough that I actually dumped a load of former into.
How many?
I can't tell you off the top of my head.
Like, what, 3?
So?
Yeah, it's not like an 8 former build weapon that you had to. Oh my god, this weapon I must.
I honestly don't know how many former I put into Nezha. I really don't.
But either way, a lot of people.
A lot of people agree with Loz.
Yeah. 3 complete former in a reward is a ridiculous. That's worth 35 Plat. Like that, man. Ow! Instant cash money.
Here's another one.
It's free real estate.
Right? How would you feel about a relic that rewards you platinum?
No. Not even.
But
Not
it's
no.
35 platinum, Loz.
No, but it's 35 platinum in a form you
Okay.
can't trade.
It's vouchers, yeah. No,
It's the stupid Diablo, what Diablo would butcher
Oh,
people do done correctly. You can get the rewards, which you could have bought, not different rewards you can't trade. I saw on Reddit, some rando person with the handful of like free crests you get, like pitiful amount,
yeah.
got a 5-star gem, and he's like, yay! And everyone's like, yeah, if you could trade that, which you can't because it's a free one, you'd get a lot of platinum for it. Like thousands of dollars worth of platinum, but you can't because it was a free one. But at the same time, you've won the lottery, and now you can't do anything with it. Apart from just use it.
Did you hear what the board of directors for Activision Blizzard said about it?
Money, 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 money.
No,
money. And it's good money. It's good for everyone.
They turned around and basically said that the players are being unreasonable and the amount required is perfectly logistical.
For them.
Yeah, for their wallet.
That's the thing. They're not telling you is the expected player. The average player is a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Everyone else, like anyone who just picks up the game, you're not players, you're NPCs for the people who are playing the game.
Clearly. Right, and then we got the last joke question, which was, how would you improve the Mjolnir rocket launcher? 19% said autonomous AI-powered rockets. They're against the grenades on the other side, on the side for the Tenno. 24% said alt-fire launches a rocket on alt-fire launches a rocket that on impact calls down an ion cannon from orbit. 29% said you should have so you should be able to pull the rocket back to you by sheer will alone. I forgot I put that. And 29% said rocket-propelled Mjolnir. You launch yourself with the rocket still in the barrel, and you're hanging on for your life. Loz is not amused.
Loz is not amused.
Loz is never amused. Right, so that is it for the graphs. Time for the supporter questions.
Yeah, let me just get to this exit before the thing says like you have to get. Yeah, I by the way, if I didn't, I was like, what's all this AOE meta about? Yeah, just go to relics. It's relics. This is the big issue. But to be honest,
it's just relics.
It's just relics. But to be honest, I don't care about. Maybe a new player wants to get an experience playing while doing their relics, but to be honest, I just want my relics open.
Wait, why are new players doing relics?
Well, because they want to start building up their collection of primes.
But they can't fucking do the void until they get to fucking Phobos. That's the earliest entry point to the void.
You don't need to do the void to get relics.
No, but you need several of them need things like Argon and shit, don't they?
No.
Several relics. They're the stuff you build.
Not every prime thing requires Argon. Rhino Prime doesn't require Argon.
Fair.
Sorry, it's by that helmet. Sorry, everyone can't see that. That's a Rhino Prime helmet. Rhino Prime Neuroptics.
Okay.
Yep, so there we go.
Anyway, that is it for the graphs. Time to move on to the supporter questions.
Why didn't I just clear it?
I don't know.
Right, supporter questions. They are over here. Why is that not? Oh, and he's Rugal. Oh, so the font is labeled Russian V2. No, well, that's okay. Before we start, that's a vampire. How do Russian? Russia, Soviet Russia, Soviet Russia, vampire. Before we start the support questions, I just wanted to thank everyone who has watched or listened to our podcast so far. Now that we got that out of the way, let's jump into it. How would you rate Tenno Con this year as a whole on a scale 1 to 10, 10 being awesome? It was just mind blowing.
Well,
I mean, just so many reveals.
Tell you what, we will have answered that in the video.
Actually, we did say so. The NDA has we're past the NDA now.
Yeah.
So the what's the word?
Embargo.
This is past the embargo. Sounds like cargo embargo. So we can at least talk about some of the stuff we've seen in Tenno Con, like you saw the open worlds.
Well,
and
the press event.
Yeah, the press event. The teaser press event. We showed some stuff. It was cool. Very cool. Very cool. We don't even know what assets we've been given to do that video with. So this is how ridiculous. We got. Oh man, I'll tell you what we can talk about here. Asking questions to Megan.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's the highlight. That's the only reason we do it. I get to ask questions to Megan. It's the joy of my life.
Do we want to blitz through them, or do we want to just focus on the ones that we did, or?
Well, pick out some good ones, and some shit. Pick out a few good ones that maybe we really ones did. Some of the good ones, and then the ones which are like either it was shown in the bloody content, or why are you asking such a useless question? Because I'm sorry, some people do that.
Okay, tell you what. Yeah. You listen to what I'm saying.
Right.
You don't like the question that I'm reading out loud, just say next.
And complain about it. Yep, got you.
Yeah, okay, right. So going through the questions.
Oh, sorry. So let's explain for everyone. So we got to see some footage about which you have seen more at Tenno Con than we got to see. There was nothing special about what we saw. It was just a little early teaser. And then the best bit is we get to ask some questions about the content that's coming out. And so we diligently write down, because there might be some jewels of information in there. So I don't know which ones Drew's going to do, but he's going to read out the questions and then the answer that Megan gave.
No. I'm gonna start reading them, and you're just gonna say next if you want me to skip it, or just say skip.
Yeah, it's fine.
Right?
It's fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I get you.
So, in the very paradox. So, is the very paradox meant to be played primarily by the drifter, or do we transition to warframes? Warframes will appear after the quest.
Yep.
All right. What length is the very paradox quest line expected to last? Maybe an hour.
That's the quest, not the repeatable content. We assume. Yeah. Oh, obviously, by the way, can I just check also? Xeno has compressed down Megan's answer. They're normally a bit more.
Oh yes.
He's just giving you the information from it.
Yeah. How many abilities do the horses have? Are there combat abilities? Mounted combat ? Watch Tenno live. This is one of mine. In the recent preview teaser, we've seen an instance where a drifter is seen riding a void horse while holding a pistol. By the way, we prepare our questions in advance.
Yeah, but you were beaten on this one by the person before you.
Yeah.
Just by a second, it was literally just
like... in the recent preview, you can see the drifter is riding a void horse while holding a pistol. Are there any plans for mounted combat or even a mounted boss fight? Watch Tenno live. Will there be customization options for the horse either on release or later down the line with future updates such as helmets? Yes. Is there any update on crossplay or cross-save? Watch Tenno live.
See, they even told us that. That's one of the things they said. And it's just like, don't ask, listen, don't ask stupid questions. Where cross-save? Where's crossplay? It's like, they said they'd update us about those during Tenno Con. Where crossplay?
We did have some questions that we just dodged because, that was answered during the actual preview.
Yeah. We write several questions, and then if they do get answered, we just don't use those questions because there's like, that you answered that. Yeah, I think I had 5 just in case, but yeah.
Okay. Right. Will we be able to use the horse in game outside of Deviri? Maybe. I'm skipping that one. I'm skipping that one.
Why are you skipping them? Why? What are they? Because they asked them already, or?
Okay, fine. Is the artist involved?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Read it out. Read it out. Let people know the stupid questions that people say.
Is the artist involved in in the wolf frame design? Oh god, sorry, I'm not saying the name of the person.
The artist that designed the concept for the wolf frame.
Are they doing any other things outside of the wolf frame? The answer is no. They're just doing the wolf frame, right?
I think they asked if they were doing things in Deviri or something, weren't they?
No, I literally copy and pasted that question. So, will the Titania skin come with a unique animation? No. Is there an ETA on Veilbreaker? Coming soon, watch Tenno live. Are there some launch windows communicated during TennoCon for both updates? Deviri is this year. Veilbreaker is hopefully this year. Drifter getting equipable weapons? Yes. Are there any lessons learned?
Do it. This is the.
Are there any lessons the team learned from New War feedback that transpired into making Deviri? Too long didn't read. Yes.
Yeah. So Megan gives this answer like, "Oh, of course we learned." There's like random bits that just were like the stuff they released. It's like so the answer is yes.
So like unless they got the whole Men in Black flasher thing and just decided to wipe their minds of all feedback of or of course the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Right. What does this open world bring on to the table that other open worlds we have so far does not? Plot, procedurally generated. I put same shit, different flavor.
So again, it's like, well, all these different worlds had these different features, and this world, I think, is the key thing that Megan would say was like, it doesn't have a town.
Yep. Loops, no color for you. What you call it? The boss of the region. His mood equals the Shadowlands more soft daily cap.
Yeah, I will explain that. I think we'll explain on that maybe in the other video. We'll see because we might get more information on it. But yeah.
That was our theory, by the way. It's all down to interpretation.
Yeah.
Past the initial quest and discovery of Deviri, what gameplay content does Deviri bring? Combat, puzzles, islands, dragon.
Yeah, that really
heard
was.
You mention Deviri runs were daily. Will there be a limit to how many we are able to do? Not meant to feel like a grind. Sorry, it's not meant to feel like a grind. You can stay as long as you like. And I think it's taking like some inspiration from Sorties. That was the thing. Will Deviri have a related faction / syndicate? There is no town. There is a new progression system. Can Deviri runs be played cooperatively, and how will the save spots work per player if so? So the answer is yes, and that they alluded something about the shrines. So I think when you've unlocked the shrine, that's unlocked for everyone in the group.
I think it means that day's save is saved to everyone when a shrine's saved.
Yeah. Are the visuals of no color or fully colorized areas a part of the gameplay in upcoming Deviri Paradox update, or just something that was exclusive to the preview we just watched? Now, my understanding was it shifts back to full color after the quest.
Yeah, obviously you're going to use during the quest it being a issue, but yeah, then it was like you do unlock Deviri in color, I think, after the quest. And I'm just like, okay, that's going to be a bit, but okay.
There's a Xeno question. You can tell it was a Xeno question. In the 2022 community survey at the start of the year...
I just want to, sorry, before you preface this, out of all the questions, so questions that go on Discord, Xeno's one gets the emote of this. I think got 9 by the end. It was like everyone was like, answer this to D, basically.
Yeah. Right. In the 2022 community survey at the start of the year, over 70% of the responses really wanted raids / trials to come back. Is there any chance we'd see one for Deviri? Not a true raid / trial. There is something, just not in the way you think. So what we took home from that was no. Obviously, the answer will be more confirmed in the previous video because time paradoxes.
There's obviously going to be some element with maybe you have 8 players in a weird mission or something, but it's not a raid.
No, I think it's going to be 4 players. I really think. I don't think they'll have done 8-player content at all. I think it's going to be like just a regular squad.
I don't know. I think there might be something where you finally see. I always hold up hope other Tenno, and even if it'll try and hold out for 7 other players, but then later on it'll just do them with NPCs. I think. It's just think?
I mean, alternatively, it's going to be squad link. I think that's going to be the direction that they want to take trials in. I felt that way for a long time because I just don't think the Switch can handle it. I don't think the Switch can handle 8 players. So, I mean, unless they're like, oh, hey, by the way, Squad Link. I just don't think we're going to see Squad Link. But I think this is just going to be 4 players. So with Veilbreaker, with Veilbreaker, sorry, this is a LOZ question. With Veilbreaker, will we see Nama fleshed out as more complete faction, e.g., Nama invasions, boss fights, sorties, tile sets? And I'll be honest, I lost a lot of this. So something to do with Archons and sortie style content and Nama.
Megan said it was an awesome question.
Yes, she did. She did.
Well, no, I want to ask it because I'm just like, after New War, Nama were a non-entity. I'm sorry, the reason I put Nama Invasions up front there is like, come on, it's an easy way to make them feel like a proper faction. Let them invade places, for frick's sake. And just do it like Infestations, where they can't actually hold the node, they're just there until the node is gone. Easy peasy, copy paste. And seeing as that's all their bounties are, been an easy way to do it, and to make them feel like an attacking faction. Perfect. But no, we don't get any of that. And then but then it got focused on the sorties thing, and from what I can know from the trailer, I assume what it is that the Archons are coming back, and there'll be sortie-esque style access to them or something like that. So yeah.
Maybe. We really don't know.
No.
But
still, there will be more armor though.
Will there be any new void shells shown off in Tenno Clock?
Good question.
No, and honestly, that was disappointing.
Yeah, I was like, what? Really?
Yeah. I honestly don't think the void shell skins have taken off as much as they wanted them to. But I think the part of the problem was that they didn't actually give enough variety. Like, give them to players that, give them to more warframes. Because, like, I'm not going to start using Sarin, Rhino, or Volt.
But where do I get? Yeah,
they're there. Yeah. But like, I'm not going to start using the 3 frames that I don't normally use just for these void shell skins.
I mean, yeah. Also,
not even.
Well, hang on. Let's just take a think. I've obviously got them. Let's just have a look. This is going to be something else with them. They need to have more skins. So if I got a Vault model. I can't see if I've got a Vault. Let's just go for what.
You just went past Vault Prime, bottom left.
Where? Oh,
Vault.
Wisp Farmer. Okay, fine. Right. So if I go appearance. If I've got look, here's my Vault Prime because obviously I'm going to use the Prime.
Yeah.
And then I go Void Shell.
Yeah.
That keeping the. No, okay, it's keeping the Prime bits, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
No, it's not. Look at the knees. Look at the knees.
Oh, yeah, it's because I'm not. Yeah. So is that? Oh, it's because those are attachments.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's not. So if I do that, and I assume if I did the helmet. There. So I have but I want to look like Void. I want my Vault Prime. No, you have to look like this.
Yeah.
So I have to literally go back to. I mean, they're beautiful skins. I love them, but you have to go back to your absolute original.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? There are plenty of Warframes that I feel that the baseline is better. Cough, cough, Oberon. But at the same time, I do get it. I get where you're coming from, but. I don't want to play a Warframe that I don't typically take.
Yeah. Also, I'm really confused. So we've got these 3. Where's Excalibur, Mag, and Vault? Wait, is it Vault?
Oh, Vault's there. Yeah, Vault's there.
Where's Excalibur and Mag? Where's Excalibur?
I mean, I kind of get Excalibur not getting it because there's more Excaliburs than the Sodding Sun.
Yeah, but it's the poster boy. It's the reason why you got to.
I would have been happy with Trinity.
Yeah, to be honest, more. Yeah, more. To be honest, any of them would be better, but yeah.
Yeah, just more.
More.
But, let's hope.
I do hope they do more because I'm like, this is. I do feel it's good. It's just like, it's so limited. That's why.
Yeah.
I think this is if this is something that's going to get abandoned after just these 3, that's a poor excuse.
Let's go back to the questions. So, can you speak about some of the housekeeping updates coming with Deviri, balances, UI updates, etc.? What type of housekeeping? Sorry, basically housekeeping. And they basically said to be determined. They hadn't come up with any of that list because they're not close to releasing. So, Right, so Angel of the Zariman was a pretty unique update, mainly because of Incarnate weapon system. Blah 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 blah. Can we expect something similar to Deviri, either more Incarnate stuff or another new weapon system immediately linked to the Void? Basically, wait and see. And then something so in relation to the holdfasts and imagination people. I could basically tell the whole environment to Deviri is constructed off the back of some guy's dream. Like that's the whole point. The Orokin are basically living in this guy's dream world, and they're keeping this guy asleep because if he's asleep, then the world continues to exist.
I still hold on what I spotted before we went to the press thing.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. But I think another point is that what's it called? Dominus, is that was his name? Dominus Thrax?
Yeah.
Even though he didn't have, so his left hand wasn't a robot hand, I'll also point out that Dominus Thrax's left hand was a human hand, not an Orokin hand.
Yeah, it's Pavel Scranum's hand.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Right, okay, then we got another Xeno question. We've seen some positive engagement in the community with hub environment and procedurally generated missions in the Angels of the Zariman. Is there any plans to keep this going, going forward in the Deviri Paradox, or are we looking at the open worlds from the other planets? They basically turned around and said, like, because there's no hub world, it'll function like the old open worlds from other planets. Just no.
Also, I want to push back on your question now that we've actually some stats when this got less engagement than Sisters.
Yes, but I think this got better engagement than
Deimos. Yeah, it's hard to tell with Deimos because, as you say, the Tenno event was in the same year, sorry, same month.
Because it's just like, just people didn't. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just feels to me that people were more engaged to do Angels of the Zariman than they were Deimos. This is a Loz question, right? Captain Vor has been stuck in the void giving inspirational speeches to everyone for over 8 years now. Is there any plans for him to play a role in our upcoming trips to Deviri? And this got one hell of a laugh out of Megan. And she basically turned around and said, like, there is a plan now.
I think that's going to be a complete joke and a lie, but yes. Still, yeah. He still is giving inspirational speeches. I was tempted to halfway through that just stop the question and start reading out to just get them to do the look at them, they come to the voice.
Yeah.
And by the way, if there's a press event a year from now, that's what I'm going to do. The same question. Captain Vor has been in the void giving inspirational 10 years. Is there any chance to look at them? They know not what they do.
If Deviri can be played with friends, does host migration reset the loop? No. I'm gonna. Are there any plans for modular Arkwing coming as part of Deviri? No.
It's just there's the back burner, and then there's Lost at the back of the fridge.
Yep. I mean, look at the 2 replacement sisters for the sabotage.
They're not replacements. They're upgrades.
I mean, that's kind of what I meant.
Yeah.
So, where in the Warframe timeline, in terms of quests, does Deviri take place? What are the recommended MR and quest requirements? It's earlier than you expect. Early game content. New war is not a prerequisite. So, my bet is it's gonna be on the other side of the Heart of Deimos. So I don't know. I reckon there's. Hey, look, go down this hallway. There's the heart of Deimos. You can now go into Deviri. That is my theory. They're preloading it at the front of the star chart again.
You think Deimos is the front of the star chart?
It's yes.
Mid.
You're kidding, right?
It
doesn't take long to get there.
Right, okay. Count Earth 1, 2, 3. Earth, Venus, Mercury. 4 is Mars. It's 5th, I think.
Yeah.
That's starting to get mid.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure there's only one node on Mars you have to do. Right? I'm pretty sure. Oh, excellent. Right. So
1,
apologies.
2, 3,
Juno.
4,
Whoa.
5, 6. Deimos.
Oh, sorry. I thought there was a straight line between the two at the bottom.
And then, so how many do we have? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's 5. It's 5. What are you talking about?
16-ish things. So it's first, like, third, guess-ish.
Yeah.
It's mid.
Not mid. You haven't even hit halfway.
No, mid's range, man. Bell curve. Bell curve.
Out of interest, how many nodes do you have to do to get to Mars? No. So go from Earth, right? So
because I'm in a mission. Let me get rid of that. And then I'm gonna need this squad. Okay.
So
1, 2. You have to go down, don't you?
Yeah. So
1, 2, 3,
4, 5. Don't count the junctions. 6, 7. Go skip Fortuna.
8,
9. Next. I think I don't even know what you have to do here.
It's gonna be Captain Vor, isn't it? 10,
so.
11, 12, 13,
14. Right.
And hang on, keep that in mind. Let's have a look here if we got 14. Or complete Souchet on Mercury.
Which one's Souchet?
The one before.
So 13.
13.
Okay. And then then you have to do whoa back. No, you're missing.
Oh yeah.
The planes. So you have to do the planes. 14. The one after that, 15. Then you go to Mars. 16, 17, 3. 18, 19, 20, 21. Then go to Deimos. 22, 23.
And you're adrift.
24. So 24 missions. So we're talking like what? 10 and a half, 2 days. I honestly think it's going to be behind Deimos. I mean, if they put it on like a later planet,
can you just access this as soon as you get here and the quest starts?
No, I don't think you can. I think you have to have opened up those 2 nodes first.
That's what I mean. Can you still just?
Oh yeah. The quest starts as soon as you access the Cambion Drift.
Really?
You can't access. Yeah, you can't access the Necrolisk. Yeah, you have to do the starting quest. Do you remember when Lloyd turns up and he meets you down in that one like?
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
You know, I'm not quite sure if he's secretly typing me a message or.
Earth devices they can access Deimos. Yeah. Once players have completed the Earth to Mars junction on the star chart, they can access Deimos. Oh, okay. Might be less.
Earth to Mars junction.
Yeah. Oh, I suppose they mean access in that there's no more junctions between you and it. Is probably what they mean. But that's poorly written. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nucleus Volcano Codex Star Chart Deimos appear. Yeah. Oh, Deimos.
Yeah. So I think that's where it is. I mean, if they put it on fucking Mercury, dear God.
I think they put it on Earth.
You think they're going to put it on? Fuck, that's even worse.
Mm-hmm. I remember what Steve said about Planes of Eidolon.
Which was?
When we advertise a thing, I don't want players to go, oh, I saw this cool thing in this game, so I downloaded the game, and then I realised it's going to take me a while to get there. He wants players to be able to see the thing in the advert, and then come to the game and get into that content quick. That is why Planes is there.
Yeah.
2 or 3 nodes off of it. That's literally why it's that. It's as close as it can be to the start without just literally being the starting point. Honestly, he said that, and I wish I still don't have it on hand, but I wish I had that. Yep. Anyway.
Then we've got last 2 questions. Sorry, we went on a tangent. Can the wolf frame shapeshift, getting down on all fours, or is it the standard bipedal formula? No shapeshift. It does have a Nidus style A to B vibe, and they are keeping well away from the term werewolf frame. That was even thrown around by me, but it's just purely a wolf frame. And then the last question, which was your question. Is there any plans for Railjack content featuring in the any of the future updates on the horizon? This was yours, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So the answer to this was wait and see. There's nothing for Veilbreaker or Deviri, which is quite a shame.
Yeah, I wanted to check in there because I that kind of thing. Obviously, I asked like about Arcwing stuff, but somebody else asked an Arc question. It's obvious this wasn't going to be Arcwing stuff. But at first I was really sad and depressed about it, and then they showed.
Oh yeah.
Then they said about Veilbreaker. I'm like, okay, doing stuff in the solar system. This has potential. I think I can't even remember what question there was a question I had, but I didn't ask. I think about, is this going to be relevant content? How are you going to make the solar system relevant?
Yes, you did. With the Deviri paradox, we will be diving headfirst into the reality of eternalism that was revealed in the New War. This will have us existing where anything and everything can happen, even break basic cause and effect. Knowing this, will there be any significance to the origin system going forwards?
Yeah,
that was your question. You didn't ask.
That was going to be my first question, but I completely dropped it because it's like, oh look, we're getting Veilbreaker, we are getting content for the solar system. I don't think it answers my question because I still feel there's no point to the solar system when you can have infiniteness in the void. They also didn't say void that much, but yeah. So we adapt, we prepare, we adapt, we evolve.
Right, so that was it for our the questions from
the Q&A,
the people at the press event. So, but yeah, so that's it for the supporter questions.
Well, I always feel weird for the supporter questions because they should give more effort than the free YouTube responses because they're paid for.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, Zrugal. There's our opinion of some of what we could give about what we saw from New War before visiting. But go check out our video. I'm sure you already have Zrugal to get the rest. But there you go. There's a unique thing. That's questions and answers. I doubt you'll have got that from anyone else. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I want to start the community response. I need to respond, don't I? Yeah, here we go. Community responses. Right. Okay. I want to start community responses. Can I just let 2 people know because they were about AI questions and you asked people to talk to you about AI questions. For Peter Graver and Stefan Trajevic's questions, because they're a bit long, I have given those directly to Drusif. He will read them, I'm sure, and maybe respond in kind. There you go. But they have been read, and Xeno will have a look at them, because he did ask, and you have provided. Right. But they're kind of long, so I couldn't really go from them in there. So let us go on to just a few couple ones. EGS Cross Insanity. The real issue is ally pathing. Defection is an amazing example of this needing some touching. Taking forever to walk around a barrier that defectors have shown they can mantle, or simply stopping to fight enemies when they're right at the extraction is just nonsense.
Say that again.
Basically, we need to improve the ally AI rather than the enemy one. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, all these people complain about the enemy AI, at least it's functional, and that the ally AI is not. It's just stupid things for no reason. Thomas Cooperstein, Grenier on Railjack use cold-based Ignis. I get that gun when?
Fair. I didn't even know that.
Zrugal, as for the Steel Path, dropping new weapons and mods graph, I want to disagree with Xeno there. I prefer currency over item drops because even if I don't get the thing I want, at least I can make progress. I get where he's coming from in that it doesn't feel very fun, but I have very poor luck.
So I get where you're coming from. It's really interesting because I ended up having this argument with Nazeth on his stream. You may or may not remember, Barricadier gives a mission for players to do in what's the name of the damn thing? If you turn up wearing Enairos Prime, right?
Yes.
And there is a chance to get a Skate Spectre. Now, apparently they made this 100% chance, but you can only get this mission off of Barricadier once every 2 weeks when Barricadier turns up. Right? He only has a quantity of 1. And before, you had to do the mission 5 times before you could actually get the Skate Spectre. It was like on a rotation because you got all these armor pieces, and then you would get a Skate Spectre, and then you'd get the armor bits again, and then you get the skate. People argued that, well, no, you would always get the Skate Spectre afterwards. But the point is that there was this apologies, Nazeth, if you're listening to this, or anyone, there was this air of entitlement of, I want to be able to just get a currency to buy the Skate Spectre. I want to be rewarded for putting in the effort. And there is a clear defined effort versus reward, which is you are rewarded for putting in more effort than what you find tolerable, right? Example, we constantly whinge about sorties. You do 3 missions, why aren't there 3 rewards, right? I have to do 3 times the length, and I've resigned myself to the fact that they're not going to change it. You know, if I want that reward, I have to work for that reward. I don't want the reward, I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put the effort in. And there are arguments saying, like, this isn't gameplay changing, this isn't this isn't that, so on and so forth. The problem with currency-based systems is that someone always finds a way to best optimize getting the reward, the currency, and then it either gets nerfed, and the cost of the item is reduced, or the way to cheese getting more of the currency is made more accessible, right? And the value of the item is not changed.
I think your Enairos Prime example was pretty bad for this thing, though, because it is currency based.
No, it's not.
It is. So you got one every 5th run?
That was the point. That was Naz's point.
Yeah. So if I skip a week, and let's say if I did 3, so I'd already done 5 runs, so I'd already gotten all 4 armor pieces and then Spectre. I do a next run. What do I get?
Another armor piece. Right. That was Naz's argument.
Then I skip a Return of Barrow. So I've got armor piece A out of the set, and then do I go to armor piece B next?
Yes.
On my next run, even though I missed one, yeah? So basically, it is already a currency system. You have to do 4 runs to get an invisible currency of 1 ducat, let's say of one doubloon, and then after you having 4 doubloons, you will get a Skate Spectre. It has an invisible currency.
The difference is that Nazeth wants it so that the reward is a currency. So he wants
it is a currency, but it is. You just don't hold it.
Hold on. He wants to turn it in from 1 Barrow buck into a Barrow dollar, right? And then he can spend that either on the armor or on the skate, right?
What, on the first run through?
on every run through.
Well, after the first run through, because you can't have more than one of an armor piece.
Oh, well, technically you can, but
You can't.
It's pointless.
I'm pretty sure the game won't let you have multiple armor pieces.
I'm pretty sure it will.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it shouldn't. But there's nothing you can do with them anyway. You can't sell armor pieces.
Yeah.
Even to the market, you literally can't do anything with them.
But so he wants.
But it already is a currency system.
Yeah, but he wants it to be more optimized in his favor.
But it already is in his favor. It's just that he wants it to be cheaper, not that he wants a currency system. He just wants it to be cheaper.
Yeah.
It is a currency system. It's just giving you. Be like, oh, but I want that thing. Right. Well, to get that thing, you have to do.
You've got to work for it.
You have to give me 4 invisible doubloon coins, and you get 1 invisible doubloon coin per run. Yeah. And then you can spend them on the 5th run, and then that's already is a currency system. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
But my point is, with something like the drop chance, is that it gives you something to work towards, right? And in all honesty, I get the galvanized mods. I already had enough arbitration tokens.
Do you know, I used to have a clock, which would be Xeno ranting clock, which would be only allowed a minute, and I think you've done enough on this. So there's stop you on this.
I haven't even fucking answered the question. Shut up.
Oh, you have.
Fine. Next question.
You had with the that's why.
Nope, it's fine. Next question.
Well, last thing is just from Grey Archon. Maybe it's not a question. He puts a timestamp and says, why does punch through not work on the shield? LOZ, that is a shield that was discussed months ago on Tenno Clock, where you were talking about shields that shouldn't be vulnerable to punch through. Yep, Grey Archon, if you go back and listen again, I know I'm kind of slurring my words, but I'm not saying why does punch through not work on the shield. I'm saying, does punch through not work on this? I'm saying like a question, does punch through not work on the shield? And you'll notice I'm like, aha, finally, a situation I can test this in. I've got a bow on this character, and there's not a million mobs attacking me. Let me test to see if punch through is. And then I couldn't hit it to save my life, and then I shot it in the face accidentally. So yes, it was the shield. I know that shield has been discussed before, that punch doesn't work on it. It was, I wanted to test it there and then, and I failed miserably. So
to answer your question, Grey Archon, LOZ was drunk.
Wait. Maybe I was. I don't remember. Wait, that was Campai Cast I start drinking now. Was I drinking on 10 o'clock?
No, dude, I was joking.
Oh, okay. I can't remember.
Because you said maybe it's not a question. I answered it as a question anyway.
I see. Okay.
And you said you were slurring your words.
I was slurring. I do slur.
Drunk.
I'm just so sloshed even now.
He's drunk.
I'm always drunk. Right, so that's it for the community responses. Let us now move on to the 2 final sections of the show. We will begin with the memes.
Cool.
All of these memes. What?
You know you haven't given them to me, right?
Oh, I haven't given them to you. You're right. 2 secs. I can do that. I can do that. No, I know I forget something.
Do you have them in easy to eat format? Oh, he does. Look at that.
Yeah, I have it in my own thing.
Gentlemen.
I haven't put the links in, so yeah, I'll just I know we do that for you. Post-migration? Oh no, someone's abandoned me. There you go. Right, so let's get some memes up. I don't need to do anything anymore.
Is it the Queen? Is it the Queen?
Memes I'm like number 2. So, right. So, all these memes come from r/memeframe on Reddit. Do check them out. They have some really cool content and people producing memes literally every hour of every day. There are 6 memes, all the links in the description to all the memes and the people who've made the hard work below, along with a 7th meme, which is a video. Oh, yeah. Normally it's like a shocking or funny one. This one's just like, do Imagine Dragons play Warframe? There's like this basically a narrator, I'll show it to you later, but it's basically like a narrator before one of their songs. And it just sounds like Ballas. They're giving a Ballas speech. Yeah, it's hilarious. And the guy's like, I was at an Imagine Dragons concert. I'm like, wait, am I watching a Warframe thing? Anyway, it's all the memes of this week. Let's go for. First meme is, also still no Nyros/Hydroid rework. Warframe in 2017. I just finished crafting my Frost. He's so much fun. Nice, dude. Warframe in 2022. My Neja has 99% damage reduction, and it's still not enough to tank past level 4000. No! This idiot only offered me 400 platinum for my Groll shit come Riven! Exclamation point 1, exclamation point 1, exclamation point 1.
Okay. That is pretty much the way it is. But why Aniros and Hydroid rework? I mean,
I think they've always been promised or always wanted or whatever. So yeah,
well, Hydroid did get one.
I know. It's like people always asking for
quite
Valband reworks. It's just I just don't care anymore.
I thought it was only one person that asked for
the reworks. Don't bring players in, so it's fine.
No, they really don't.
Right, yeah, meme number 2. Haha, funny. Photo of the first Orokin.
Wait. I think the second one is wrong. The link you gave me goes somewhere entirely different.
That's... I think I cut a letter off. Yes, just stick a J on the end of the...
Okay, hold on.
I'll just correct it if you want.
It's fine. Oh, got it. It does not work. Hold on. I got it. 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 Got it. There you go. I got it. Yep.
Haha, funny. Photo of the first Orokin to successfully become immortal. Circa redacted.
Ah, so true.
If they, I would have been happy if they just shopped the arm a bit longer on the right hand.
Yeah.
Right. Then moving on to number 3.
Yep.
Now this looks like a job for me. They got a thing called M&M on that.
That's impressive. Yeah. That is genuinely impressive. Was that?
Maybe it's
got to be the random name. I hope that wasn't shopped.
I hope it's randomed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
Number 4. Can't wait for the very paradox. My Little Pony. Ride 1 million meters on a horse.
I hope that isn't photoshopped. I hope that's leaked.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that Rhino stomps Armstrong, right? I will see myself out. My punch can destroy a giant robot and cause fire eruptions. My stomp can disrupt time itself.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And the final meme of the week is just called Urelli. What we expected, what we got.
Oh, my neighbors are gonna hate me. Yep, that one's that best meme. Yep, best meme.
And so true.
So true.
So very true.
All true. Big true. Right, that's it for the memes. It is time to move on to the community shoutouts. So the first community shoutout is Chargers. Would you pet it by Jorial? So you got Nyx and Pet Charger.
Chargers. Grenier turned monsters by the infested. The only question here is, would you pet it? Yeah, of course I would. Good boy.
Would you really? What if you became infested?
No, that's not how infested. That's not how infested works.
Okay. The next one is Necros and Saren from 2018 by Vic. So this is a re-release, but it looks gorgeous.
Another Warframe painting from 2018, originally a commission of Necros and Saren. Poor.
Yep. The third community shout out is Nova Prime by Zero Control.
Okay, just so everyone knows, there's 2 versions of this. So this is torn between the titles, I assume, of What the Hell Am I and Summertime Joy. So this is the version of, I assume, What the Hell Am I? The Summertime Joy one has them holding watermelon in their hands.
The fourth community shout out is Operator and Umbra from 2018 again by Vic. So
here is an old artwork from 2018 I did for the Warframe clan I was in at the time, which they used as a banner. It's rough, but it has a nostalgic charm to it.
Yeah, I really like this one. The fifth community shout out is Neja Deluxe Inc. by Jupiter Jazz.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you like Meneja?
Yeah.
And then last but not least, we have what's called Wisp by Yuka 5656.
They say some stuff to this. I can't. There's words.
It's in Japanese. We can't read it.
But the words. But the art is lovely.
Yeah, it is very lovely. And that is it for the community shoutouts. So, yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for listening. It's time to sign off now. On to the end screen. I will say my last 2 cents now. I don't want everything to be on a token system. Let stuff drop off for enemies. And
but talk about Deviri. Say Deviri. Open world. Don't want bounties.
I hope we don't have bounties. I hope there's a lot of innovation on the existing open world system, and I hope it's not right at the bloody start of the star chart again. And I don't like the fact that it's, we experienced this before we experienced the rest of the game.
Well, we obviously people might know better than us, or if not, we'll
we might be wrong.
Yeah, but we had limited knowledge compared to everyone. You were more informed than us at this point. But this episode was a bit weird.
Well, the last episode we were more informed than the now. So yeah,
of course, that is the true paradox of it all.
Yep.
Right, but anyway, we return to our normally scheduled, everyone in sync and patched up to the same level next week, where we can discuss, I'm sure, some cool stuff coming with Deviri.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone, and see you next week.